Welcome back to the channel. Hey guys, got a question for you. Simple question, but there's a little bit of background behind it. What should be the next EV that I purchase for the channel? So for those of you that are new to the channel, I currently own two EVs. This is a long-range rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3. It is a 2018 model, and I've got currently 62,613 miles on the car. Had it for 18 months. It has been number 9,300 and something. And then I also have a 2014 Smart Electric Drive. That's a car that we purchased for my 16-year-old son to use. And I want to know what should be the next EV for the channel. And this comes up for a couple of reasons. Number one, and this is one of the biggest reasons, my wife is going to need, or well, not necessarily need a car, but we're looking to replace my wife's car probably sometime next year. We could wait till 2021 if we really needed to, but we're going to need to replace her car at some point. Number two, my channel has been growing consistently, and it was never meant to bring in any more revenue than just what the car cost me to own. But at this point, the channel brings in my car payment plus almost half again. So it's almost becoming financially feasible just to purchase another brand new EV, or potentially a used EV, but another EV, preferably a new one that people would have more interest in, just because the channel can support it, and it would generate additional revenue, additional subscriber count to keep moving the channel forward. And that leads me to a big thank you to you guys that have been supporting and watching the channel. I could not have done this without you guys. Even though my channel is small, it's way beyond what I ever thought. I figured 10,000 subscribers was a pipe dream, that this would never be anything more than a little hobby. So now it's generating enough revenue, right about $1,000 a month, that I want to look toward getting another car. What I would love to do is get another car that would cover both content for the channel and something for our family to use, a vehicle that my wife could drive daily. The very obvious choice is a Model Y. And no, I did not pre-order a Model Y, and there's several reasons for that. But my wife and I have been talking, and she's totally open to an EV, and a Tesla would be great because the supercharger network. So, but my Model 3, she's not against it. She actually likes it, but she's not as much into minimalist. She likes a little bit more stylized interior, and I actually used to also. I've just learned to fall in love with the minimalist interior on the Model 3. But the Model Y is essentially a larger Model 3, but very, very similar. It's got a hatch, it's got some differences, but it's essentially a Model Y that has been stretched. So if I purchased a Model Y, she'd be fine with it and she would enjoy using it, but she's not at the point where she's in love with that car. I've shown her pictures of it. She's like, oh, it looks nice. However, the Ford Mach-E, she's like, wow, that is gorgeous. She loves the look. We're both Ford people. I had a Ford C-Max hybrid before this car. My adult son still has it, has over 200,000 miles on it. Great car. My wife currently drives a 2014 Ford Fusion all-wheel drive, another great car. But it's got a lot of miles. By next summer, it should be right close to 100,000 miles, and so she's looking at replacing it. So the question I have for you guys is this: what are your thoughts on vehicle that I should purchase? And yes, it's ultimately my decision. I know I'm going to get a lot of people that are going to say, number one, make the decision yourself. Don't listen to what anyone else says. And number two, don't buy a car just for channel views. And I get it. But the fact of the matter is that if I purchase, let's say I purchase a Model Y and keep my Model 3, because there is an option. I could trade in my Model 3 or sell it and get a Model Y myself for my appliance business, and that would work, and that would be fine, and my wife's fine with it. She doesn't have a problem with it. But a lot of my channel is based around having a high mile, 62,000 plus miles, early Model 3. And the journey of what it's like putting a lot of miles on a Model 3, and that's a lot of what my channel is based on. So, and I would love to have more than one EV so I can do videos on each and drive the channel forward further. So the fact is, if I purchase a Model Y, let's call it next year. I don't know when they're going to be available. Let's call it next summer. You can actually take delivery of a Model Y. And I don't know if that's the case or not, but let's just hypothetically say that's the case. So do I purchase a Model Y next year, potentially, and now I've got a Model 3 and a Model Y. I can do all the comparisons. What is the Model Y like versus the Model 3, and what's the efficiency difference versus cost? Get actual measurements of what the difference in cabin size is. Is the screen the same as the Model 3? Can you alter it the way I've done here? Now, I can do a lot of videos owning both cars together that I couldn't do if I get rid of this car. Also, if I got rid of this car, the Model Y would become my car, and then we'd still have to replace my wife's vehicle at some point. Now, do I just get pre-order a Ford Mach-E? You know, I don't know. Is this an EV channel or is it a Tesla channel? That's kind of where I want you guys to chime in. Would there be interest in my wife and I purchasing a Ford Mach-E? And if so, is that the direction that I would want to go? My wife loves that car. There are negatives. It's not a Tesla, so we can't use the supercharger network, and quite often my wife likes to go out of state, either with or without me. So then at that point, I would probably drive the Ford, and she would drive the Model 3 to use the charging network. So there's that. We would have to wait longer to get a Mach-E than we would to get a Model Y. I'm videoing this on November 20th, and tomorrow, the 21st, the truck is going to be shown. But the truck, it's a truck. It's not necessarily, it's not a car. Also, it's not going to be available for a very long time. I'm going to want to get another car for the channel potentially far sooner than that. I mean, there's a lot of options. I could get a maybe look for a used Performance 3 for the channel and compare this car to that car, but now it's two Model 3s. That's not, there's just a lot of options. And I guess the main question I have for you guys is, what are your thoughts on me purchasing a Model Y? And it wouldn't be just for the channel. My wife would be using it as well, but mainly it would be to drive the channel forward. And do you guys think that my viewership would go up enough to offset at least a large portion of that expense? Let's call it $775 or $800 a month payment for a Model Y. My channel currently brings in about $1,000 a month. Would it go up to maybe $1,400 or $1,500 a month in revenue by adding a Model Y? Just by doing that alone? I mean, my revenue does grow a small amount each month. I get maybe a 5% growth per month, just organically on my channel. So, I mean, what are your thoughts? I can only do so much content based on one car. I mean, my channel has become more a commentary channel than anything else because technical content is limited on one item. So having another vehicle to add gives more technical content as well as commentary comparing the two. So what are your thoughts, guys? Let me know. This is a channel that started as just a hobby and now has become something more. I want to offer you guys more. I feel as though the channel is doing better really than I deserve. I mean, all I do is talk to the camera and you guys are watching and I'm generating revenue off of it, which is absolutely wonderful. The goal of this channel was to make half my car payment. Well, at this point, it makes my car payment and a half, or almost and a half. It makes about my car payment and another third. So my channel is bringing in 2.5 times what I ever expected it would. And I'm really grateful for that, but I also want to offer more to you guys. And hey, if the channel's going to grow further and actually become something of significance, I'd like to be able to do that. I mean, maybe I buy every single new Tesla model that comes out. I mean, maybe I buy a Model Y and that grows the channel. And I do have a Roadster coming in. That's another thing. I have a $110,000 discount accrued through the referral program for a Roadster, but that means I still have to purchase, I have to buy out the other $140,000. So I can't just have this huge stable of cars, because I do need to keep my finances clear enough to be able to get the Roadster. And then at that point, do I keep the Roadster? To do videos long term? Do I do a few videos? Do I flip it right away and buy 2 lesser cars? I mean, what do I do? You know, there's all these questions. But in the short run, you know, should I buy a Model Y? Should I wait for the Mach-E? What are your guys' thoughts? Am I a Tesla only channel or an EV channel? I want to know. So go ahead and leave your comments in the comments section below. I really do read every single comment. I respond to the majority of them, and I want to continue doing that. So anyway, thanks guys. I look forward to hearing what your thoughts are on this, and by all means, you know, let me know, you know, share your mind on this. What would you do in my shoes? And what do you think is best for the channel moving forward? What would you guys like to see? So thanks guys. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Take it easy now. Bye-bye. Wow, did I stir up a hornet's nest with this video?